You guys can choose to stay in this town for a little bit longer or begin to make your way.
We sunset, baby.
As you two, one in the grace of Justicia and the other reaping the benefits of it, head off to your next town, your next area, your next place of adventure. Oh, also the title of this adventure, of this thing, is called Existence is Pain.
Welcome to System Exploration by Unfortunate Ones. I'm Sov.
I'm Nix.
I'm Graythorn.
That was a sleepy I'm Graythorn.
I'm Graythorn.
Yeah, I'm Graythorn.
Today we'll be continuing our exploration of the DCC Dungeon Crawl Classics system as Elara and Esper continue their adventure on what we think is a werewolf campaign. I think we're pretty solidified that it is a werewolf campaign.
That's a bugbear.
Oh, it's a bugbear.
Hey, you guys got
It's
it
a
all wrong.
bugbear. Is it a man bear pig?
It is a
Truck.
man bear big truck mosquito.
Mosquito.
Yeah, that's actually what it is.
Yeah. So we will continue our adventure in our session two of this mini adventure.
Yep.
Take it away.
All right. So you guys had climbed up the mountain, following little a lucky encounter to find the first stepping stones, following it up the mountain, finding these carved posts that had a repeating symbol and then moon phases on one side. Getting to the top of this as you crest over the hill, the final steps, seeing this kind of rather large estate of separate buildings, mostly collapsed stonework flooring, all cracked, at least giant cracks along it. This initial stairs that you could see that kind of go up to a second level, a big chunk of it has kind of collapsed and is kind of surrounded in rubble. The stairs lead up to more buildings, more areas. Everything is kind of lost in overgrown foliage. There is water that comes from this, that you could kind of see coming from this collapsed portion of the stairs that is kind of leaking into the center area of this, the initial part that you could see. And it is kind of pooling in what looks like was probably originally designed to be a pool. There is kind of
Or like a fountain or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like a water feature. But that has since cracked, parts of it has collapsed. And then kind of the side in which you were coming over, the stonework to your right, there's cracks that kind of follow that. And that is the water that you heard as you were walking up, is kind of escaping that pool, that water feature. So it isn't like a full pool of water, and it is leaking down the side of the mountain. But this is like very, very monastic style buildings. Most of them have collapsed. There are some that still have their roofs that you can kind of see through the foliage, and some that are up these stairs. But yeah, this is an ancient ruined monastery that you two have kind of crested over and are now looking at. What do you guys
After
wanna do?
our conversation about Elara and Esper wanting to go in and what outcomes may happen, I imagine we would just be continuing forward.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to direct us to the stairs that go up.
Okay.
Hopefully to get a better vantage point of these grounds.
Okay.
To look for like whatever, any hints, clues, entrances.
Are you going to do that on your way up or like the way...
Probably when we get up to the top.
Okay. If you guys could roll me initiative. No.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, you guys make your way through, and The parts that are solid are relatively solid. It looks like whatever happened here is just kind of time. Maybe there was an incident that caused a lot of this fracturing and a lot of this stuff breaking, but it is really old and a lot of the stuff is overgrown. Some of it even looks like it's overgrown to a point that it decayed because it just couldn't survive growing over the large sections of stonework.
You say it's overgrown?
Yes, overgrown.
Is it overgrown near the water? Does it look like anything is growing out of the water itself? As just to be clear, what I'm curious about the water, and this is my first inspection of it, if the water is tainted in some way where things are not growing.
I mean, you could see that if you get close enough to the water, you can see that the water levels aren't very high in here. There's kind of like a low level.
You said there's like a whole pool, right?
It is a pool feature. So it is, if this was
but the water levels are
Tayday,
low.
This would have been like a water feature of the temple.
And that is what's cracked, correct, and
There's
pouring out?
There's a crack that follows this where the water that would have pulled in here is leaking out.
Yeah.
So, but there's cracks kind of everywhere.
Does it look like there's a lack of growth, though, coming, like, surrounding the water flowing out or the pool itself?
What I was going to get to is, as you get closer to it, you can see that there are, like, some, like, amphibious creatures. There are smaller fish. There are, like, various bugs that would call the kind of swampy, kind of a lot of water, but not, like, deep. It looks like there's relative life in here. There are plants, there are mosses, there are things that are growing out of this water.
Keep climbing up to the top.
You guys climb up these stairs.
Any points of interest as we look around? Entrances or signs of life, or
there look like there are the basin, the remnants of what were larger buildings in these areas. But as you crest over, you can see that there are areas like to your left and to your right that go up even further, maybe just one more level that you could see more buildings and more stuff. Like, this is a very large.
It looks all kind of destroyed, though, right?
It looks all kind of.
It looks like maybe someone threw like an eagle cluster in here.
Yeah, like somebody threw a hell bomb in here and just decided to.
Okay.
But there are some buildings in up here, and even as you kind of crest over these steps and you kind of look past some of the overgrown foliage, there are some buildings on the lower level and on the level that you're in that are still roofed. Some of them collapsed, like the partially collapsed. Some buildings are still up, but most of what's here has kind of toppled over. And you can see as you continue forward from the path that you took, it looked like you're kind of staring at another row of steps, and what would have been kind of what looks like the main, quote unquote, the main building, like a bigger building that is kind of very much collapsed in on itself.
Does it look like, are there any indications that there is any of this structure that would be underground? Is there anything that goes beneath? Or does it look like we're looking at this hilltop sanctuary only, and the things to inspect would otherwise be up here?
You can give me an intelligence roll?
You son of a bitch. An intelligence roll from Esper.
If you're saying any of this out loud, you can perhaps lean on Elara, right?
I think we're just looking around. I'll make the shitty check myself.
Okay.
So what is that? A -3.
You got this. I believe in you.
D20, right? I'm not crazy?
Yeah.
How's a 6 hit you?
It hits pretty good. I'd say immediately nothing pops out that you can see that you're scanning that looks like it goes down, or it is like an inset feature.
I just don't imagine that we're a very talkative duo. So the idea that I'm going to just constantly be walking around narrating things, hoping that you seek them out. I also don't think Esper knows she's stupid. So I think it makes sense for me to make that roll.
Also, you guys are what it does make it more difficult, and you guys are entering lower visibility. This is, I think it's about like 6 or 7 ish.
Oh, as in
The
time of day.
The time of day. So I think you are entering the kind of twilight hours. So it makes it a little harder to see kind of the things beyond the foliage, beyond the trees.
I just realized that I'm a fucking cleric that can't cast light. I don't think I have light.
Remember, I also mentioned before in DCC, there is something where you can create the opposite of spells. So for mending, you can do tear. If you have darkness, you could do light. It will reduce your dice that you roll with by 1.
That's crazy because I have a spell that allows me to do better on checks. So I guess I'm just perpetually reversing that.
But yeah, that's something that gets called out in the book, is the opposite of spells can be cast. It is just a lower dice class. And then whatever the spell roll is would be, there's a little bit of interpretation.
Finagling.
Yeah. You doing anything, Elara?
No. You said it was getting to the twilight hours, though, correct?
Yes.
Is the moon in the sky yet?
Looking in the right direction, you could probably, you could always see the moon in the sky for most of the years, or for a good chunk of time in the year. I'd say if you're looking in the right direction, you could start to see it.
What phase is it?
What was it? 3 days?
3 days out from a full.
3 days out from the full moon, so it's pretty full.
So what phase is it?
Fuck you.
Hey, dog. It's that one phase.
Disrespectful.
Insert,
So what's his name?
Insert voice here that tells you what phase of the moon.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Thank you, inserted voice man.
Yeah.
Have we seen any pillars or anything markings of that particular moon phase around?
Oh, of like where it is right now?
Mm-hmm.
You can look if you want to.
Can I keep an eye out for those?
Yeah, sure. Were you doing that the whole time?
Probably as soon as I recognize that the moon is out.
Okay.
You're looking for what, sorry?
Anything that has the markings of the moon phase, the current one.
Check, sir.
Give me a D20 luck. 2. So far, nothing. Nothing has popped out with that symbol. That looks like it is close to where the phase is currently.
Well, I'm not sure where we should start our investigation, but might as well start. And I'll point up to the biggest main building that's collapsed. At the top. Work our way back.
See no reason not to.
I will smile and nod and begin walking in the direction of up.
Yeah.
To that main building.
It's one more set of stairs. One of the steps that you take going up this step, the stone that you're on kind of shifts a little bit. You just happen to step in kind of a looser.
And like fucking Indiana Jones darts.
Yeah. You hear movement in the bushes. But yeah, you're now standing in front of what would probably in its time been a very majestic, well carved, even like some of the pieces that are still standing, some of the parts that have collapsed, you could see that there were sculptures, that there were designs inside of like on these buildings that have all kind of collapsed in on itself. It would have been a very impressive building, but it is mostly collapsed in on itself, and the rubble kind of extends past what you could see would have been the kind of edges of where the actual walls were, where the walls stood.
Statues of people or creatures?
People, creatures,
Any wolf-like men or women? Genuine question. Why not look out for this? This is like an ancient temple that we think is creating werewolves. Why not? Are there any beastly men?
Sure. If you give me, are you keeping an eye out for this, or are you looking specifically?
I think the moment that I would see statues of men or creatures or people or creatures, I would try to look for creature-like people. beastly people.
Okay. I'll leave this to luck too. Give me a d20 roll.
13.
13. I will say with some time, as you're kind of walking through this rubble and kind of have this idea, and you're kind of turning over things, and you see various, different kinds of animals. There is a gathering. There is kind of like an amount of these creatures that are more associated with the moon and with night. There is a lot more of those kinds of creatures versus something else that you would see. There are you kind of turn over parts that are like the side of a person or something like that, or some of it is also just kind of like filigree, where it is just kind of various kinds of like flower-esque shapes that are just carved into the side of things. You do come across wolves. You do find like a carving of a wolf creature, like the head and part of its body, but nothing stands out as like
Wolfman,
like a combination of any kind of creature, not like a Batman or like a like a Birdman, nothing like that, or a man, bear, pig, truck, mosquito man.
I want to create a homebrew race of half Arakakran and half human, and then name them Harvey.
What are you? Oh, I'm a Harveyan.
Harvey. No. Character's name Harvey.
Oh, I thought like
I'm
you were
Harvey
going to name
Birdman.
the species. Yeah. I thought you were going to name the species Harveyan. Avian.
What did you do before you became an adventurer? I was an attorney.
What are you guys up to?
To whatever degree we can, I imagine going in this main building.
Okay. You can kind of start to crest over and start walking over various parts of the rubble and what's left here. Sometimes it's not quite the most sure footing that you're walking over, and there's some slipping and various kind of rocks and parts of the stonework kind of tumbling away. Trying to get, I assume, to a good vantage ground or even to an open space that you can find. After a little bit of traversing, you can find there are pockets where it is kind of, you can kind of see the floor of what this building was. It just looks like more stonework, some level of very worn away and very long since past, maybe painted and designed, the same kind of filigree of flower and different things like that on the ground and even on parts of the walls.
Any remnants of humanly possessions? Candles, writing utensils, scrolls, chamber pots, whatever.
Yeah. You guys continue to walk, continue to go about, and as you kind of get deeper into parts of these buildings and kind of traversing your way through even like fallen away arches that you can kind of get past through, I will say in the amount of time that you guys are walking, you do stumble across various like what look like bits of, as you kind of shift and move things aside, bits of like gold. You can see like gold, either like the foot base of candle work or various different kinds of carved figurines or items. Some of them have been kind of fallen over and broken or mashed. And most of it is like filigree work. It is just kind of ornate, designed, very similar to the kind of things depicted on the statues that you saw on the outside, various kind of animals. But yeah, I would say you guys do find like nice little pockets of gold, things of value that you could keep if you wish to.
Nope. Just wondering how lived in this place feels.
It seems the items that you're finding don't necessarily look like lived in items. They look like ritualistic items.
Yeah.
Like there are things either donated to or held by the monastery.
Okay.
So you could see every once in a while you could probably even find like very aged and torn like scroll work, like the scroll rack. You know, the items that hold it, that the scrolls long since destroyed to the point that even probably you, if you were to mess with them or pick them up, they would kind of disintegrate and fall apart. But the actual pieces that the rack that held the scroll still exist.
Okay.
You guys still traveling through this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How big is this main building? How much of this have we seen?
I'd say you're probably at this point about halfway through it.
Oh, yeah. Then, yeah, absolutely keep pushing forward. I think at this point, seeing what we've seen so far, now I'm more looking for either anything to stand out that might be a clue that would lead us on some type of path, or anything that looks modernly lived in, you know?
Yeah.
If say whatever this creature is, if it lives up here, if there's anything like fire or food or the remnants of an animal or patches of fur or whatever, anything that looks like life exists here.
Yeah.
So anything that stands out, anything life exists here. Which obviously I might change my mind the more you describe things, but that's mostly where my mind's gone at this point.
Sure. And like I said, I would say the better part of the second half of this building you're coming into, potentially you don't necessarily see a lot of these. In this first part that you walked in, there are parts of the walls that were up that you could see that were like, oh, this is definitely the wall that the part of the roof that collapsed in on it kind of broke away into. Or it is just kind of, you could see that there are, what you could make out would be the walls. In this back half, you could see this was probably a bigger open section based off of the lack of walls. The things that makes it hard is that a majority of the roof that was above this building has kind of come down onto it. So there are pockets where you could see the floor, but there is a lot of this collapsed, like stonework, old roof, like wood tiling. It is kind of all crumbled and cracked and kind of laid more flat, but you're on this kind of very shapely, kind of rough terrain that you can make out certain things, and if you guys are spending your time to kind of shift and move some things around,
probably
you can find again some of the scrolls, some of the figurines, and even some just like in the stonework itself, lines where there is some integrated, some precious metals that are or gems that are kind of lined in some of this, what would either have been something on the wall that has come down or actually on the floor itself.
Is any of it silver?
So far, you have not seen anything that is silver.
Mm-hmm. I call shenanigans.
There's a lot of electrum though.
Yeah. Fucking drop a 500 on this place. Let's get out of here.
But nothing looks like it's modernly lived in. Like anything has been here, and even like the stuff that you've seen, there's some level of work it took to lift and move and look through things. But like there isn't an obvious amount of looting either.
Any characters, script, text, carvings in either the walls, on the floor, on the ceiling? Is there any like painted murals or anything? Is there any stone tablets or anything? Is there anything to read?
There is levels of paintwork and murals and stuff that are heavily faded. So like you would have seen it was there, and there are texts that you come across, i.e. some of those scrolls. And some...
Well, I know the scrolls would be faded away because of how ancient this is, but
yeah,
as far as like if there's any carved,
there's
writing.
no obvious that you've found yet of like carved stonework that has like writing that is carved into it. Most of what you've seen that looked like it would have held writing would have been very old.
Yeah.
Like scroll and like reed and cotton paper.
I suppose we'll just continue exploring this building then, see if anything stands out. But so far, there's not really anything to interact with, it seems. There's nothing I'm picking up on to interact with.
I would say you guys spend another 30 minutes as you guys... Again, there are levels of which, as you're finding this, there are valuables that you could pick up and take with you if you would like.
I don't think I'm here to loot.
Elara can if she wants.
Laura might be here to loot.
Yeah. Money helps kill wizards. Probably just small things.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
I can give you the value now, or I can tell you later.
Later.
Finish looking at this building, and we're probably going to do this just step by step, walking through all of the buildings in this. I know we're going to lose light, but walking through the buildings.
Yeah, you're going to step out and kind of on this, like, this upper level, just kind of look through the different buildings. Are you going to, focus on anything in particular, or?
Kind of the same thing, looking for anything that looks lived in at all, looking for any text that can be read, anything that might pop out.
Okay.
Potentially, entrances to like secret rooms or underground. I still have a suspicion that there might be an underground portion to this place, so
Sure.
I would be looking out for that as well.
Sure. Could both of you give me a luck check?
Before I do,
Sure.
I'm gonna cast Second Sight
19.
Ooh.
using what the fuck is that word? Sortilege? Haruspicy? I don't know any of these words. Or some other method of appropriate to the cleric. I augur the future. In doing so, I gain insight about the consequences to our actions.
Okay.
As I will ask for Justicia to help me see the path.
Go for it.
And I forget what I add. I add my personality, which
Personality and level.
personality and level, so plus a 1, minus a 1.
And then you can, depending on your
cleric.
depending on your roll, you could also burn luck to make this a better roll.
Could burn some luck here. Not the luck. Yeah. Burn 2 points of luck, which would bring me up to a 14.
Okay. What does your 14 give you?
A hint at possible outcomes. You can spend the following round concentrating on a choice that must be made in the next 30 minutes. For example, they may be deciding which direction to turn in a dungeon or whether to enter a room. The cleric gets a sense of whether the action will be to their benefit or harm. There is a 75% chance that the sense the cleric receives is accurate.
So you have 30 minutes.
I have 30 minutes to make a choice, but our choice is to investigate the rest of this sanctuary. To walk through it the way we have been, turning over rubble, looking for things. It sounds like we're about to be called to make an investigation check of some kind.
And your main drive was you're trying to look for what are the main things you're looking for? What would be your number one?
Number one?
Because you have like a couple of goals that you're looking at.
Number one would be like the essence of someone or something living here.
Okay.
Any form of it being lived in. So like food or animals that have been left here as a source of food or a fire or clothing or a bed or literally any signs of living in this place. Secondary goal, anything to read.
Okay.
I'd love to read something. And then I guess third, any like secret entrances.
Okay.
Those are the general things that I would be looking for when moving from building to building in this sanctuary.
I just want to read the...
I got
You got a 14.
So basically it's a... Was it Wayne or Woe? Or whatever. Something in Woe.
Something in woe, like wheel.
Wheel and Woe. Yeah. Is this going to benefit me or nay? And I mean, the wording is it going to benefit me or harm me?
Yeah.
But is it going to benefit me to do this or not?
Okay.
And then you also roll that 75% chance to be successful.
Yeah.
Or to be accurate. I get the feeling no matter what, I don't necessarily know if it's true or not.
Sure. Well, I give you guys a luck roll. I don't know. Did you roll your luck?
No. Is that what we were rolling? Luck?
Yeah. Elara
Did all of this on luck? 13.
Elara had a 19. Yeah, it was like if you were
Yeah.
going to come across something that would be what you guys are looking for.
Sure.
Because it's that you're generally inspecting,
Yeah.
but what are the chances you come across something?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be somewhat detailed about it. Like I said, like we've been turning over stones and trying to look
Sure.
thoroughly. But yeah, go ahead.
I will say that as you guys first come down off of this top level that had this bigger building, following kind of, Elara seems to be kind of following the direction, kind of to the right. You'd made this call to Justicia, not necessarily sure if she's giving you the proper guidance. And kind of as you're following Elara and kind of looking at the distance, as you kind of look past and your eyes kind of track, you see a building that looks like it a little bit off in the distance, but it does look like its roof is a little bit more intact than some of the other buildings. You hear a voice in the back of your mind that says, there. And then as you kind of like throws you off a little bit, kind of look away, you just have a strong feeling about this building that you see off in the distance.
Laura?
Yes.
I think that building there might hold some answers for us. I don't know what, but Justicia seems to be guiding me in that direction.
Oh boy. A goddess guiding her minion through another god's territory. Surely this will end well for both of us.
Would you say that we should be prepared for conflict then?
Quite possibly with something. Although it's not the full moon yet. You never know.
Well, I think I have readied myself for this months ago. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
I'll give you a warm smile at that sentiment. Well then, let's away.
You guys begin to head off in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
As you're coming close to that building,
Eldritch Blast.
you Eldritch Blast, roll initiative now. You guys, as you get closer, you seem to have like hesitation. There's a nerve. There's a level of excitement or anticipation of what might be kind of as you go in towards this building. And as you're kind of feeling that emotion, you kind of get a little sense of warmth kind of in the center of your being, where you're not
In my being or in my shield or in my mace?
not in your shield and your mace. No. It isn't from your shield and your mace. It is you're still under the second sight.
Yeah.
Of Justicia. And there is something pulling you that tells you you are not heading to danger. You don't feel danger as you get closer to this building. You see there is an entrance that you can get into.
Okay.
You guys both enter?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys both enter. You notice that one of the things that you have been looking out for is fairly obvious in this building. There is some amount of, it looks like somebody is living in here.
Not currently here, though.
Not currently. There's nobody in the building currently. But you could see what looks like a makeshift area that has been moved aside where they have set some amount of clothes and various kind of wools and skins to kind of lay on. There is an area where there has been multiple fires that have been put. There's remnants of food. There's remnants of items that have been carried. But it looks like somebody has been living here in this building. And fairly recently.
How recently?
Give me... Was it intelligence?
There no wisdom?
14.
I don't think wisdom is... was that?
14.
14? Fairly... like, within the last day.
Does it look like there's anything important about this building? Like why live in this building?
Are you going to kind of step out and look around?
I'll look around in the room that this living space is in.
Based off of some of the buildings that you have been into and even the larger building that you were, the main building, the only thing that stands out to you is this is one of the buildings that looks like it has the most intact roof.
Okay.
There are other buildings like this, but this is one of them. It has a fairly intact roof.
I'm going to make a low intelligence move that's also a big intelligence move. The clothes or the bedding or whatever. I'm going to smell it. Does it smell like dog? It's a small brain, big brain move.
Yeah, you go and take a big whiff of these sheets. You hear in the back of your head, "Ugh."
Fucking Justicia.
Oh God.
Something had to be done, Justicia. Come on.
You just smell musk. You smell like
Person's musk.
like body odor, like sweat, and you smell
Is it
kind of.
dwarven, elven, or human body odor?
This smells like a dwarf. No, it just smells like body odor, like probably not very well showered, but slept in. There is dirt. There is, as you get closer to these bed sheets, you can see it's not very clean.
How do they taste? No, I'm just kidding. Inspect clothing. You said there was clothing.
Yeah.
Is it the clothing of a man or a woman? Is it the clothing of a commoner or a nobleman?
As you kind of lift through and look through some of these clothes, they're big enough and they look like they're probably on slightly bigger than average male body. And it looks like fairly impoverished. They're not wealthy clothes. They're sturdy and put together, but they are not fancy in any way. They are not silks. They are cotton canvas. They are sturdier materials.
Is there a shirt?
Yeah, you find a shirt.
How does the pit part smell? Sorry, I'll stop.
You can if this is
No,
what Esper is into. I'm not going to stop her.
It's not. That's above table chalk.
You do notice as you're kind of going through some of these clothes, or some of the clothes do look like a couple of pairs have been torn.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask about that. I'm glad you told me.
How much food remains? Like, what is it?
You could see by the fire that it looks like there are still some on skewers, what looks like smoked meats of various kinds. It looks like wild caught game. And I just kind of look around, and you're kind of looking through this room. You can see there are gathered provisions. There are various nettles, edible leaves.
Mm-hmm.
There's some level of berries and fruits, but not as much as just the edible vegetation that you can find if you're a survivalist. You know, if you knew what you were doing, what you could eat, you could see that. And there is, on top of that, wild game.
The fire. Is there wood stacked nearby indicating the intention to burn more?
As you look in the room, there is some wood. If you kind of step out with that in mind, you can see that fairly close is a gathering of various dried timbers that have been snapped to a certain length.
Seems our friend does indeed intend to come back. They've left food and wood for more fire.
How much food did you say there was? Like, if I were to guess, like how much food in days are left?
If you completely ate everything and if you rationed it, depending on the levels of rationing, you'd probably give yourself like another day or two of what's here.
Mm-hmm. Figure he went off to go get more food before whatever happens.
Not necessarily. They might not know what it is that they are. Though I think that would be untrue. Why would they leave city life if they were unaware completely? But also, they might not enjoy what they are. I don't know that this is necessarily preparation for the full moon. Rather, this might just be someone trying to survive on a day-to-day basis in the wilds. They could be evil. They could know. They could know that they only need to prepare for a few more days before they wreak havoc on the city.
That's possible. That doesn't matter to me. What matters is when they return. What's the building situation like next to this? Are they close by?
I mean, not too far off, but they're more collapsed. They're more in ruin.
In this one, would there be places to hide in here that are reasonable, like completely out of sight? We don't have to like stuff ourselves behind a barrel or something like that.
In what manner hide yourself?
So like, if he were to pass by, and like, are there windows that we can see outside of, like clearly in here?
Other than the main door that you came in through, on that side, no. On one of on each to your side, or like the left and right of this building that you can see, there is a level of like an opening that you could look out of.
So like, if the occupant were to return, would it be easy enough for us to completely conceal ourselves until they're like 2 or 3 steps into the door?
Yes, there's enough of like, if somebody is approaching this building, there's enough that you could tuck away into a corner. This isn't like giant, huge windows you could see directly into this building. There's the one door, and there's a couple of ways to look in and out of the building. But like, yeah, if you were like waiting for somebody to come into the building, you could tuck yourself into a corner fairly easily. But there isn't like an obvious like turned over table or like a hatch that leads down, or like there isn't like, doesn't look like there's a secret.
There's not like a second room or anything?
No.
Just a single room building?
Yeah.
When our newfound friend does return, what is our intention? They would return as a person. They are a danger to the city, and they would be a danger turned out into the wilds.
I don't know much about the beasts, but if they retain some form of power outside of the full moon, they're still a danger now. I say, as soon as they walk through that door, we kill them.
You would not speak to them?
I'll
Perhaps.
stab them with the iron first and see if they react.
I imagine anyone that you stab would react poorly to conversation afterwards. The reason why I ask is because this is not an isolated incident or an isolated creature. We could kill it, and we could leave, and that would be the end of all we know of this town and its ailment. But it sounds like killing these creatures has happened before, and that doesn't truly resolve the problem. And perhaps whomever might be living here look longingly over at the bed or whatever, might know a bit more about its origins, and those origins might lead us a bit closer to full resolution. And this town can no longer have the identity of having to face werewolves.
Well, that's true. Problem is whether or not they want to cooperate.
They won't if we stab them blindly.
They won't if they run away right away.
You're not
I
wrong.
could only assume that this place has something to do with it.
I would think so too.
A creature that goes mad on the full moon, and a place with moons scribed about it.
I'm gonna pause and intentionally listen out to make sure no one is approaching. I'm realizing in this moment that anybody that is trying to survive out in the wilds is probably gonna come home at night, and it's nighttime. So we should be paying attention to our surroundings.
Do you hush her?
Yeah.
Do you both stop talking?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I stop, and I definitely gesture to you, like, just a moment and start listening out.
Do you...
Yeah, I pause my words and I start looking out, like, towards the windows.
And you hear footsteps running away. No, I'm just checking. You don't
Running
hear
away. You hear as it disappears in the distance.
You guys get quiet, and you hear just... There is a noise of woods and forest at night. You do hear that. You
Are we up in the mountains? Aren't they Rocky Mountains? Are there woods here?
I mean, it's wooded. It is like...
The mountains are too?
Yeah, it is a wooded area.
Okay. Who are you, me? Wooded mountains, wooded sanctuary.
I mean, it is... I forgot what you call it. The type of fucking region you're in. Where you have mountainous woods.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, generally not on peaks, but it's fine.
I mean, you're not on the peak.
Okay, fair enough. But we don't hear.
No, just general noises of nature. Nothing stands out as...
Would you presume it wise to set some type of trap then? For clarity, my thought is, I sit here and wait for the return, and you sit in hiding somewhere, closing off the only exit once the person has entered into the building. Is there only one exit entrance into this building based on the destruction? Or perhaps we both vacate?
Well, you could probably jump in and out of the little side holes, but like where the windows are, but there's only one like door or door frame.
Or perhaps we both exit and wait in the shelter of another building. The limited shelter it is, it would still obscure us.
Does the door have a lock or a bar on it?
No, this is just an opening. It is just like a
Just a doorway?
It is just a doorway.
I guess we could watch from another building. Then what? Approach him in the middle of the night? Get him while he's sleeping?
I would say shortly after he enters. I think the only way we can truly have a conversation is if we come off as a degree of non-hostile. It doesn't mean that our intentions to resolve the problem and hostility as a backup can't be clear, but to sympathize with whatever may be cursing this creature, perhaps playing on their sympathy to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. They may not be sympathetic, but I think if they are, that is our only chance to get through to them and glean any information. Generally, people that ambush you in the night are not friends.
I'm not here to be friends. But I understand what you're saying. The only problem is Whether or not... whatever. We'll hide in a corner, we'll wait for him to arrive, and then we'll ambush him in the middle of the night, gently.
So do wait for sleep.
Yes.
Agreed.
Where are you guys going?
And break. Just an adjacent building where we might be able to peek and see, or at least hear as well. I would like to be able to hear, so not too far away. Anything that would just obscure us.
Okay. I would say you find a building close enough that has enough like wall left that for the most part a general 360 around you, you can kind of tuck in and not be seen.
Okay. And wait for our friend to come home.
Okay. Do you want to go on a break?
Sure.
All right, you guys tuck away into a corner of this building that is relatively adjacent to the one that you're looking to go after. The hours pass. You guys try to remain silent and quiet and just leaned against the little corner that you found. The day slips away, the remnants of that twilight. Even as you exited the building, the sky has become dark and lit by the rather large moon in the sky. It's not full moon yet, but it's pretty damn close. Hours pass. You could only guess what time it is as you slowly begin to hear something that breaks away from the natural sounds and everything of the forest. You slowly do hear, from a distance, footsteps, breaking foliage, breaking dead, dry leaves on the ground as they're making their way towards. Not from the stonework, but from the outer edges, from beyond where this monastery was built, heading towards it.
What direction? Are they coming up the mountain or down the mountain?
If you came in this way, you went this... If you came through the let's call it from the south of the area that you're in.
Sure.
The building that you had the partial roof on was west, slightly north. The sounds you're hearing are west of that.
So they climbed up the mountain a different way.
Or they exited the area a different way. They did not come through the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did not come from the direction of the stairs.
Okay.
You hear these footsteps, and the footsteps change to starting to patter on the stonework and passing relatively close to the building that you guys are in, but making their way, continuing along.
Any human or beast sounds? Like, you know, a dog panting or a beastly growl or just a human breathing?
You guys are quiet enough and you're listening out with enough intention. You just hear what is the relative sound of gruff breathing.
2 feet?
2 feet. They make their way, walking away from you. You hear that patter. You hear it kind of fade a little bit away, but still relative distance to you. And then you hear shuffling, various kinds of shuffling. You hear kind of wood begin to clatter and clack as it's being moved about. Various things put down, various things moved. You hear the... you guys would have some level of just the time period. You hear some level of that dry rubbing of wood on wood to create the... of hearing that that familiar sound of trying to get that hot red ash to start a fire. After some time, you hear that blowing of getting the fire started. Then you hear the crackling of fire, the continual movement, and just it goes on like this. There's somebody who is making their bed, preparing their meals. You start to smell the smell of cooking meat. Time passes.
We'll probably wait until we don't hear sounds at this point.
You can wait till there is an amount of crackling fire, and you could wait till that crackle is very dim or very low.
Well, more so just the shuffling.
The shuffle.
Movement. Like, essentially, we're trying to wait till he sleeps, and people that are sleeping are still. And would be still, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, continuous stillness, zero sound. I imagine that would be, yeah.
Okay. You guys give it some time. There will reach a point, given long enough, where there is a stillness. There is a low level to the fire that you could hear the crackling and burning of the wood. But yeah, you reach the point in which you were waiting for.
Okay. I'll look back up at Elara and just nod in that direction with a question on my face.
Elara will point.
Suppose we shall move.
Okay. You guys give me... I imagine, are you guys going to be stealthy about this? Quiet?
Yeah.
Give me dexterity rolls. Remember, everything in this game could use luck if you want to use your luck to save yourself from a bad roll.
Oh, yeah.
11.
Okay.
Where's dexterity on my sheet?
Agility.
Agility.
Sorry, agility.
14.
14? 14, 11? Okay.
1738.
Okay. You guys begin to get up from your seated positions, a little stiff in certain parts of your body as you're leaning on this wall and having tucked away for the many hours that you were here. Begin to kind of slowly make your way. Are you guys approaching through the main door, I assume?
Yes, if we do not awake the person, I would like to do something once we're in the room before we start making any noise.
Okay. You guys begin to go. As you're making your way up the small steps in order to lead into this room, there's a little bit of noise that comes from Elara's. What kind of what's your gear?
Leather.
Leather. There's a little bit of stretching of the leather, a little bit of how your foot kind of sits on the stonework. You make a little bit more noise than you necessarily intended. You in the room you hear a little shuffling, but nothing that sounds like waking. And as you enter into the room, you see that there is a body of a man lying in what was the bed area, wrapped in various kinds of furs and hides.
What do they look like?
He's faced away from you, so you get a little bit of his head, a little bit of like roughed hair, kind of dark hair. As you could tell, this you don't have a lot of light. You have the dim firelight of like a fire that's pretty much gone. You have like hot embers that give you something, and then you have the moonlight that's peeking through part of the roof. So you get some, but not a whole lot of light in here. You can make out some details, but nothing crazy.
Looking at this person and seeing their vulnerability, I am going to worry about Elara's reaction to that. I'm going to look at Elara and make sure she's not like, oh, actually, we should just kill this person.
So Elara's
that thing
drooling with a...
when you play Hitman, how when you have a weapon and you're like walking upright, how his hand shifts from to his side to his behind.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. You see the silver glint just right there. Just staring daggers and probably holding literal daggers.
Just in a pleading way, I'll just shake my head no and wait for a response.
Elara glares back and just
I will gesture for us to essentially flank the door. This is the thing I wanted to do, if we can get in there quietly enough.
Sure.
Essentially flank the door so that we are between the doorway and the windows. Closer to the doorway because that's the most likely escape route. But also having access as close as we can to the windows so he doesn't just jump out of a window. There's 2 windows, if I'm not mistaken, in this room. So just as much as we can flank the door and be near those windows so that we kind of have all 3 routes covered.
Well, if this is the room, so if you have like a square room, there's the door entrance. On each like west and east side of this building is the area where there's a window. His location where he is sleeping is kind of it's tucked in one of the corners. So you'd have to kind of get away from the door towards the window to kind of cover it.
Yeah, we're not going to be near the windows, obviously.
You'd have to give up one of the windows in order to cover the openings.
Yeah, like we're not going to get an opportunity attack if it goes through the windows. It's more just to be kind of, at the very least, the appearance of between the door and this window, the door and this window.
Yeah, if you wanted to, like the west and the door entrance, you could be here so that if he gets up, he only has one way to get out, which would be one of the window that is the furthest away from.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys take those positions?
We'll look at Elara and see if Elara wants to open or if she wants Esper to open.
Lara will point at Esper and mouth the talking thing, and then thumb to Elara and cross the thumb over the throat.
Despite the brutality, I think that's going to make a silent chuckle from Elara or Esper, which is just like, yep, you clearly have a style. She'll turn back to the vulnerable person sleeping in the room, and that smile will fade from her face. Hail, stranger.
You see a little bit of rustle, a little bit of movement. As you kind of starts to kind of, you can see maybe his eyes or his head is up a little bit, not exactly sure what he heard. He kind of looks over his shoulder. He kind of gets up out of the sheets, standing up to, who are you? What do you want? You can see he's in probably early mid 40s, older man. He is dangling free in the night out of his sheets.
Oh yeah.
Relatively average build, a little bit bigger than that. Not very muscular, but like probably a little bit more built than average.
Hail.
Hail. He kind of starts tucking away, kind of like getting like nervously looking back and forth and kind of putting his back towards one of the walls.
Okay. Cholton is the city?
Cholton is the city, yes.
We come from Cholton. Cholton has a problem that we have set ourselves to resolve. And I think you are a key with that problem. And I imagine you know that, which is why you sleep in this monastery by yourself. A forgotten sanctuary of sorts.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. And he's kind of continuing to shuffle back against the wall, and he's kind of closing his hands in on his chest. He's and he's kind of shuffling, pressing back, maybe even moving a little bit closer to where the window is as you're talking.
In a way that might be a little bit less obvious. Not like I'm closing in, but I do want to kind of gently start stepping as well towards that window. We were hired to resolve.
He kind of flinches at your movement, and he's
Sure.
kind of.
We were hired to help resolve the problem of the beast whom attacked around a month ago. But we were also, at least our intentions, and I'll dart my eyes only for a moment back at Elara, intending on resolving the true nature of the problem, as this is something reoccurring. Whatever beast it is that currently harms this town is not the true origin of the problem the town faces. And we would presume to know if the creature knew of the origins of their ailment or curse. So we might stop others from falling under such things.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't like being around people. I like it up here. I've done nothing to nobody. I kill creatures. I eat game. I eat the food of the land. I harm nobody.
He kind of like his head twitches kind of back and forth as he's looking at you. He kind of deep breaths. He's kind of looking around. You can see his eyes kind of roll up a little bit as he looks back at you.
I would ask you why here? Why in this forgotten sanctuary?
It's away. It's away from people. I don't have to deal with them.
How did you find it?
I just came across it. I moved from my home south. This place, I just landed on it.
Do you also hail from Shulton?
I do not. I do not know Shelton.
Shulton is the nearest town, for which I presume when the moon takes you in 3 days, you will be visiting.
He kind of shakes his head.
What are you talking about?
He kind of squeezes his face a little bit and puts his hands to his ears and kind of like rocks his head a little bit.
As he's doing that, my eyes are on Elara.
He's like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. And he just kind of like starts to kind of, even as he's pressed against his wall, his butt kind of falls and he just kind of tucks away and kind of feedles a little bit into the ground.
When did you first start coming here?
Where?
This sanctuary.
I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been weeks.
You came alone?
Yes.
Did you drink from the water?
Of course, it's there.
Eyes again back at Elara, back to the man. Have you gaps in your memories from time to time?
I miss things, yes. I hear things and I don't know. This place has been safe. I've been away from people. I don't hear as much noise. It's quiet.
Have you run across any strange trinkets, talisman, creatures, or the like?
No.
Since coming here?
No.
As he's saying no, he's just continually saying it and shaking his head as you're speaking to him.
Does it seem like he's trying to answer my questions honestly? Or does he seem like he kind of does know something and he's trying to hide it?
What would that be?
Personality?
Sure. Let's go with personality roll.
Not that my personality is great.
Are you doing the same?
I'll attempt it.
It's a 5. I have no idea. All I see is this poor soul that's suffering. I have no idea what his true intentions are.
14.
14. You can't. So Esper can't make out anything. But Elara, as you're looking at him and gauging whether or not he's lying, or telling or obfuscating or anything, you can't read that there is any form of intentional lying. You're seeing a very scared person who is willing to have a conversation or going through the motions of having a conversation, having been caught up naked in the middle of the night. But the behavior, the way that he looks at you, his relative body motions, everything seems abnormal.
Yeah.
I don't know what experience you would have with somebody who is not necessarily mentally sound, but there's something that is off in the way that he speaks and the way that he...
Brother, I take the bus to and from work. You know how many homeless people I can get on there? It's a good thing Esper is talking, not Elara.
Not knowing any of that. Is your mind noisy, busy, loud, beyond your control?
Sometimes there's noises and voices and people, and when there's more people, it's louder. In here, up here, it's quiet. I am alone, and I am better.
And you stay here. You don't go elsewhere, other than the wilds to catch game?
I don't like to. I go far to find what I need, but I try to not be. I try not to be with other people.
As you slowly start to see that his breath starts to become bigger. He's starting to like breathe in a little bit more, and he's rocking a little bit more. He's kind of like...
Do you know what a cleric is?
People who worship and heal.
Did you worship in your time before you came here?
Only those gods we prayed in the north. Gods of industry, gods of work, gods of smithing.
I am a cleric. I am blessed to help others under my goddess, Justicia, for whom believes, as I scramble for papers. Jesus fuck. Which one was my... Hold on 1 second.
I was just... Elara, you are catching... You're a little bit better at picking up certain things. His eyes are moving from you to Esper, to the door, to the window, to the...
Sure.
He is checking at that opening to his right.
Yeah, I'd like to say that. Can you prepare attacks in this system?
There is no reaction. There is deferrals and using up your... The only thing that has like a reaction timing is when you counterspell. And that just kind of moves your turn in an order above everyone else. But there's no real like reaction or like preparedness. But I would give it to you as like...
What a loser
as long
system.
as it sits within... What?
So what a loser system. Sorry, you can't react to what the thing that he's doing. You just,
Yeah. I mean, I think it's implied.
yeah.
I think it's an implied thing.
At this point, the more erratic he gets, and the more I have flashbacks to the bus. I'm gonna say I want to prepare a attack action.
Okay.
And when I do it, the D dice is gonna be like a crippling strike
Sure.
of some sort.
Sure.
So
I'll say you're...
with my silver dagger.
Yeah. I will say that you're beginning to kind of slowly and surely, as he's not necessarily looking at you constantly, there is that darting, there is a looking down, kind of like at his own knees and looking at the window. As all of that is happening, you're slowly giving your opportunities to set and look at your area to go, okay, if I do this, if I do that. So you're setting a position to be able to react to him if he was to make a move.
May I continue?
Sure.
Blessed by my goddess, Justicia, by whom believes in both justice and mercy, with her blessings and my duty to help, I could quiet that busyness in your mind. I can help you. I can relieve you of this and bring you peace.
I think your calming approach through this whole situation, even though there is erraticness and that you can see that buildup of his breath and his like heavier breathing calms a little as he just looks up at you and nods. He doesn't say anything, he just nods at you, and he's still rocking a little bit in his position.
I'm going to take one gentle step forward and then
there's a little reaction.
Ease myself down onto my knees.
Yeah, his eyes are pretty locked on you.
My blessings do require touch. And I will open palm very slowly, very gently, reach my hands out. Please, allow mercy to take place on this day.
There is a heavy hesitation, and as he's like shakingly put his hands up towards you, he's like looks at you. Elara looks back at the window, looks at you, and kind of, as he does that, he kind of like blinks his eyes heavy and he kind of shakes his head as he kind of like closes his eyes pretty hard, and then he slowly touches your hands.
Sure, that's perfect. In a moment where his eyes are closed, I was going to wait for his eyes to dart away. As his hands go onto mine, gently, I will just wrap around, not like gripping. As his eyes are closed with a heavy heart, I'm going to look past him to Elara and just give a little nod. Do it.
Okay. Well, I guess the prepared attack action doesn't even matter anymore. So now I'm just gonna do like a, what are the deeds I could do? I'm just gonna go for the throat.
Go for it.
For the record, this isn't me. I genuinely think this is mercy.
Sure.
This is clearly a tortured person, and I do think putting something out of its misery is mercy.
Sure.
What's my deed? It's a D3, right?
Yeah.
12 plus. Pretty sure I got a +1 on that, right?
Your plus is your deed.
My plus is just the deed. I don't have any plus from anything else.
Yes. Actually, I think it is your strength mod.
Don't got none of that. That's a 14.
14 will hit.
Cool.
What's your deed dice?
2.
2. You need a 3, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you add the 2 to the damage as well.
Hmm. 3.
3 total?
Yeah.
I mean, it is silvered. This is a naked man. In DCC, regular people are not a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you stabbing him?
I said I went in for the throat.
You went in for the throat. What
Well,
part
I
of
guess
the
the
throat?
deed. I guess the deed was going for the throat, so I'm just kind of.
Stabbing his neck.
Yeah.
Okay. As you
If this is enough, I would love a little bit of flavor, but go ahead.
as there is a swift movement behind Esper, as Elara, or to the side of Esper, as Elara just comes up with the silver dagger, stabs him as blood sprays out from his neck, and kind of eyes open up, and you get hit with a little bit of this blood.
Viscera. Yeah. If I can, I will pull him into a tight embrace. And just as he's bleeding out, just being like, calm. Peace will come soon. And I'm just holding him fucking tight as he's just bleeding out, gushing out of his neck.
As the blood is pouring out of him and you hold him tight, you feel like the body breathing pretty heavy, and then there's a little bit of a limpness, and then there almost is this involuntary spasm that you begin to feel as you're holding his body. And in this last moment of self-preservation of this body, of this being, you begin to feel the body swell up on you and perk up on you as that begins to breathe really heavy. And Elara, you could see that this person is now shifting.
Yeah, I stab it again.
Yeah, you stab it again. You will have that round, and then give me
Shit.
Initiative.
D20 plus something? Do I have an
20 plus your
initiative stat?
agility?
Plus agility.
Agility mod, yeah.
Okay.
You have a surprise round, Elara.
Yeah, I rolled an attack now. I get
12.
I'm rolling an attack now. I get a crit on a 19, right?
Yes.
Cool. So I critted, and then, but I didn't deeded. What would the deed for this be? It doesn't matter because the deed failed.
Yeah, if the deed failed, you just add it to your attack.
Yeah, I'm just stabbing real hard. What happens with the crit?
Oh yeah, you roll on your table. You roll on.
I believe a D12.
You are a. What are you again?
Warrior. Yeah, D12.
That's level 0.
Rolled a 10.
Sorry. I need to go through the book real quick. To your
Crit table 3.
crit table 3. Doesn't give you a page on there, does it?
Nope.
So many tables. So many tables. Crit table 3. Warriors 10. Sunder foes' weapons. Shards of metal fill the air. Boo. Boo this man.
You crit success?
Ah.
Hell yeah.
With the silver dagger, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will sunder a weapon in that as you're striking, as it's kind of flexing off your hug and kind of beginning to kind of like even claw at its own neck, as it's kind of reaching for his neck, you're stabbing again. I will say you hit down with so much force as you cut through his hand and his into the neck that you have essentially mutilated the remnants of his hand. You've gotten rid of a weapon. You've sundered one of his claws.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the damage total?
And the damage is just regular. There's no double rolls.
Yeah, you don't get a bonus with this roll.
5.
What?
5.
5, and it is silvered, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Then my initiative is 12.
12. So you guys are even on initiative.
Hell yeah.
So you two just go. What are you guys doing?
Stabbing.
Yeah, you stab him again.
If I may, because I had intentions of what I wanted to do very clearly on my turn. As I will just, trying to retain the embrace, look back up at Elara, but speak to Justicia and say, Justicia, lend your blessings to Elara so she may end its suffering. Okay. And I'm going to cast blessings on Elara.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, and it's almost certainly going to fail. I'm pretty sure that's just a failure. That, has to be a failure.
I believe you are already at 2, correct?
I am at 2. This is not a 2. It's a 3, which is
yeah, you fail and your disapproval goes up 1.
Yeah. Next time that would be a critical failure. As I just try to retain that hug and attempt to lend aid to
You make
Elara.
the spell, and for some reason, even though in your mind this all makes sense,
Yeah.
as justice, mercy aspect of Justia, but for some reason, in this moment, Justia is not lending aid to somebody who is not a follower of hers, to somebody who is an opposite alignment. That's probably maybe your best guess in this moment of why maybe Justia wants you to do it yourself, to follow through with the mercy.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Stabbing.
Stab again. stab that man.
Oh, I like this dice. I got another 19.
Jeez, all right, crit again.
Let me roll that crit table first. It's a 1.
One.
And then my deed.
Plus 1d6.
My deed's a 1. So then I can roll d4. So then that's a 2, and then a plus d6. You said?
Yeah.
I don't have. Oh, no, I do have one. Duh. 8 total.
8 total. Ooh.
Jesus.
Ooh, you were beating up this werewolf. It kind of takes this other hit, still being held.
Though not held down, not
held
grappled
down.
by any means.
Still-
Probably a more vulnerable position for Esper at this point.
Yeah. As it's still kind of reacting, and the body is all instinct right now. There's just this reaction of this form as it has yet to do anything, but it is now its turn. It is going to make our gentle friend is right in front of it. It is going to it's going to go dig into you, attempting with both claws, but the one hand you just get this kind of impact of like mushy flesh kind of hit your back as the other claw tries to rake into your back. It's not the dice. Where be this dice? This one. Oh, Christ almighty. That is not going to hit. Does a 4 hit you?
4 does not hit me now.
All right. And then it's going to try to bite into you.
Hell yeah.
Does a 4 hit you?
Yep.
Yeah, these DCC dice are bad rollers. Okay. Yeah, it's what would have been 3 moves. Yeah, that's its turn. You two are up. What are you guys doing? Who's gonna go first?
Up to you.
Elara just continues her assault.
She's gonna be stabbing away.
Okay, well, it's not another 19. In fact, it is a 6. My deed passed that time, though.
No.
But it's a 6, so nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
As you again, it's shuffling and moving about, and it's kind of like lifting up because it has grown substantially in size. It's kind of lifting up if you're going to continue to hold on, if you're going to kind of let go a little bit. But in its movement, as you're going to stab in again, afraid maybe you might hit Esper, you kind of pull your blade a little.
As Esper will stand up and grasp Justicia's mace after that feeling that she had of the disapproval, and say, in her head, say, I understand. I will be your mercy's mace. And I will pick up the mace, and I will just 12 to 6 swing
Go
down
for
on
it.
the mace on the creature. I have a +0, right? I'm not crazy. My attack is, I attack with what, strength?
Strength. I believe the mace itself gives you a +1.
Yeah. So I got a +0.
It might be +1 only to undead.
No,
So it's unholy.
+1, +3 to undead.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Under attack, I have written absolutely nothing. Okay. It's a fucking crit success. I will be Justicia's mercy's mace.
God. Fucking 3 of the 4 hits against it are fucking crits? That's insane.
That's wonderful.
Whatever. I wasn't.
I'm glad he
planning
turned
on
into a
fucking trying to
monster
kill you
before
guys
it
with this
pleaded for help,
anyway.
because then I would have had to have rolled a dice to help it.
What's your table you crit on? Oh, you same table.
T3.
Yeah. I believe you roll a d8.
Okay. It is a 3.
Foe steps into the attack. 1d8 gets added.
To damage?
Yep.
Okay. And what is my damage die for the mace?
What is a mace? Is I believe is
It's a normal mace.
It's a normal mace's damage. You just have bonuses to it. So 1d6. 1d6, 1d8 plus 1, I believe, because of the mace's properties.
So 1d6, 1d8.
Plus 1, plus any modifiers you have.
None. 7, 8.
8?
Yeah. That's a fucking big hit in DCC.
Fuck yeah, it is. This thing is not doing well. As you kind of step away from it, grab your mace, it takes that opportunity to kind of lean forward to you as you smack down. It had leaned towards the attack and you bam, hit it off its head and it kind of reacts to it and blood splatters everywhere. Again, this dangling floppy mess of flesh on one of its hands, and it's still that wound it has from being a human is still there. But it is struggling to stand and to do anything in this moment. You already attacked, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, you missed.
First.
Its turn again. As it goes to try to swipe out it. You're still in front of it, so.
Sure.
Oh, fucking Christ. I hate that you got rid of one of its claws. Does a 12 hit?
Oh, meats.
Ooh, meat speed.
Because it's not undead.
Okay. Oh God, what is it? Bless you.
Thank you.
What is a D4? Where is the D4? There it is. Ooh, bless you. 4
Thank
damage.
you, Justicia, for blessing me.
4 damage as it swipes at you, clawing into you.
Yeah. Esper will scream out in pain.
And then
That is a big hit for me.
And then it will make a bite. Seven hit.
No.
Okay, that is its turn. As again, it makes the claw at you. It tries to bite at you, and as it rears one of its hands, it kind of like winces as it kind of lifts its hand up and kind of grabs at its claw in its hand again, like looking down at it, and shrugs its head and back to aggression. Your guys' turn. It's doing really, really bad. It's bleeding. Part of its head is cracked and opened up a little bit, flesh out.
Oh, by the way, my weapons are magical.
Yeah, that's why.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. You're good.
I don't know. I don't think there's any point to a deed here. I'm just rolling for, I got a 3. Fuck.
No hit?
No, I'm pretty sure it hits with 3. 14?
14 hits?
Yeah.
Oh, your deed dice is 3.
Yeah.
What was your base deed that we talked about?
I don't know.
Your like weapon had like a base deed and it did something.
I don't think daggers have a base deed.
Whatever. What are you doing? How much damage?
I rolled full damage. 7.
Esper, you want to roll what you're doing?
Oh, it'll hit.
All right, I will say.
I'm just going to keep colliding down with my mace onto this thing.
I will say both of you take a good opportunity to kind of swing a little bit to kind of flank it. Esper, or Elara, how are you hitting it?
Right in the back of the head.
Okay, you hit the back of the head. Esper.
I'm still 12 to 6, just straight
Straight
down,
up and down.
swinging with a mace.
So as Elara comes from behind, back of the head, stabs into like the back of its kind of the thick folds, just slightly glancing off the spine, digging into the back of its neck. It reacts a little bit. Its head goes up. As Esper comes down, as that head jolts up, smacking the head back down, ripping the head away from the knife, as blood and fucking viscera fly, and this body just a loud like yelp and body hits the ground, and it just starts convulsing and bleeding out, kind of on the ground. There's little remnants of movement, but it is the amount of blood that's coming out of this thing, and its body just begins to kind of slowly twitch and lose its movement, and then just lay there silent.
I will drop my mace and just stand there, kind of still in that like arms out to the side, probably after dropping the mace, clenching back into a fist, and just be kind of like out of breath, just heaving, staring down at this creature with not anger, but still that level of aggression of combat.
Unceremoniously, Elara just kind of keeps stabbing it until it actually stops moving.
Okay. You got it?
Yeah.
You stand there. Is it anger or finishing the job?
Finishing the job.
Okay.
And when the job is finished, she will look at Esper like, I told you we should have just squashed its head like a grape while it slept.
I was hoping for further resolution. Perhaps I am foolish.
Well, man was too mad to tell us whether or not he came across something or if he had it when he already came here.
I'm not looking at you. I'm still just looking down at this body. I'm going to drop to my knees, but still respond to you. He drank from the water. I wanted to inspect it, but my mind went on to the buildings. We never went back.
And it could
But
be
we should-
meaningless.
It could.
Water's water.
It might be. But you're right. He was too mad to speak. And mercy was to rid him of his curse. Just still dry heaving and looking at this absolutely mutilated body.
Yeah. You guys are both covered in a pretty large amount of blood.
I will stop, and similar to before, though this time not for recompense of failing and being disapproved of by Justicia, but just simply for this poor creature that was cursed and mercy being to kill it. I will say prayers for it, much like before. I will do so for 10 minutes.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything mechanically involved in that. I just that is what she is doing. This time it is not frantic and repetitive like before. It is genuine and more detailed prayers.
I will again. You did not do this mechanically, but as DM in response to this, part of going with what's happening, as you end your prayer, your disapproval range shrinks by 1.
Oh no shit.
Goes to 2.
Fucking sick.
You acted as a mercy, a mace of mercy from Justicia.
Sick.
Cool. What are you guys doing?
I will suggest to Elara, you should remove the head to bring back to the town so they know that at least this one, if it is the only one, is dead.
I was thinking about that. Looking around. Did the guy have any weapons of any sort in here?
Other than if you dug around, and even your first attempt, or actually no, it wouldn't have been when you were digging around the first time. But as you kind of look around, you could see that it looks like implements he had were for hunting. So nothing big, nothing crazy.
Like an axe or...
Yeah, he had like a hand axe that would have been used for chopping down wood. He had like a little dagger. It looked like he had like a set of bow and arrows.
I'll take the axe. Just take the axe to the neck and make sure it cuts it clean off.
And as you see, like, reminiscent of the old man that you visited, this body does not transform back. It remains as a wolf.
I will remove a claw.
Okay.
Not to bring to the town and not as a trophy, but as a reminder for the approval of Justicia, when I acted in her favor.
Okay.
Against a creature who deserved mercy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You have a head. You have a claw. You guys doing?
I'm also gonna take, I'm gonna take his hunting implements too,
Okay, you got it.
which is mine. Mine now.
Doesn't mind.
They're not high quality, but they function. They work.
It's the purpose. Yeah, aside from that, it is nighttime still, I
It is
assume.
probably pretty close to midnight.
Figure we camp it out, then head back to town tomorrow.
We can do that.
Think we should
Yes.
dispose of this somehow?
I would bury it. No, we don't have the implements.
I'd rather just burn it in that case.
We can set another fire using a stick to ignite it. I don't have much survivor skills, but
There's still
once we have a second fire, we can burn the body.
There's still burning embers in the fire.
Yeah, I'm saying use this fire to start
Yeah.
another fire, because that
Yeah.
way we don't have to make checks,
Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
burn the body.
Yeah. Is this building primarily made of wood?
No, this is
Stonework?
like most of it. It's mostly stonework.
In the morning, I would check the water as well. It may be nothing.
Might as well. Maybe take a vial to the alchemist, see if they can discern anything.
Yes. What was her name again? Was it Channy?
I believe so.
She might be able to glean something from it. If the water
Yes,
is
Jenny.
disturbed or cursed or the like.
And you're not able to discern such things.
I don't think so. Wrong packet. I only know 4 spells. Yeah, not really. I mean, I only know what the lower end of these spells do, but they're what you would think they'd do. So blessing is just like attack buffs in the beginning at least. Second sight is augury. Holy sanctuary is like whatever, like a protective circle. And word of command is a word of command, as you would expect. I don't really have anything to do with that. Although, speaking of, you didn't get injured at all, right?
Mm-mm.
I'm going to lay on hands myself. How do I do that?
I believe it is your personality plus
As a spell roll, right? Essentially.
Yes.
I do believe I get to add my luck to that.
Let me double check because I believe the luck is only added to
Turn
the divine intervention thing or divine aid. Lay on hands. You make a spell check. Yeah, it's just a spell check.
Yeah, I didn't print lay on hands for some reason. Okay, so make a spell check.
Yeah.
This time more like a casual conversation. I will plead with Justicia. I know I have asked a lot of you, but so that I may better continue to serve you, please lend me aid to heal myself. Oh, very likely a pass. 17 on the die. Just personality? And
level.
and level? So 17.
You get up to 3 hit dice of healing.
Hit dice being...
Your because it's you, it is your character's hit dice, so 1d8. So you get up to 3d8 of healing.
Is that on my sheet somewhere, hit dice?
I don't know. I don't know if it's on your sheet. I'm looking at the cleric thing, and it's a
That's
cleric
fine.
gains 1d8 hit points each level.
Okay.
You can.
So I get 3 hit die?
Yes.
That's a 1. That's a 6. That's a 3. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You can heal up to that much.
Max.
Um,
As my wounds heal, the claw marks, the blood stops running, I will give a warm smile in Elara's direction, but in my head I will think Justicia.
she's
And
showing
the
you grace.
smile probably means absolutely nothing to you other than maybe I too am crazy. Because I say nothing in the moment.
It's another one of those Elara rolls her eyes moments.
She's just as bad as the wolf.
Kill her.
No, Hand. Do not kill her. No.
Okay.
I was just thinking, felt like Princess Mononoke, and the fucking with the head like wants to stab and. All right, so you guys are going to burn the body away from you where you guys are, or in this building?
No, away from where we are, please.
No, I'm saying in this building, or are you gonna go find?
No,
like, a
probably
different
just
building?
outside. So we're going to go burn the body elsewhere, and we're going to utilize this creature's shelter.
His blood-covered
This
shelter.
blood-covered shelter.
Do you want to sleep outside with no roof?
I guess.
I mean, actually, I guess I do too, because I was going to probably spend a few hours by the fire by the burning body praying.
Okay. So you guys burn the body.
Find whatever bits and pieces of food that aren't covered in werewolf viscera.
You could find there's still like he preserved some off. 'Cause the corner where the fire is a little bit away from where your battle was. Some of the gathered like vegetation, like the nettles and all, some of that is covered in blood. But you can find some that isn't, and then there's some of the drier foods. But you could make a meal. Enough for yourself if you're willing to portion it out for Esper as well. But yeah, and I assume you guys go off to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
Inside the roof building.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. You guys fall asleep, dreaming of viscerated wolves and the embrace of a man who looked to be saved, holding your hands, and his blood gushed from his neck. But yeah, the morning comes. It leaks through the not too big hole in the roof and through the windows. The sounds of nature awake you. Wake up to the blood is fairly dried at this point in the room. There's still some levels of stickiness, tackiness. But nothing has come to claim this meal.
It's meal.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
I'll just gather the wolf's head and head on out, and we're gonna stop by the pool of water to see
We're
it.
going to stop by the never-ending, apparently, pool of water.
Uh-huh.
As we're looking at it, I imagine get a vial of some kind to fill it.
Sure.
Yeah. As we're looking at it for a moment, I will ask Elara. I wonder where the source of this water comes from.
Could be a spring. Can we see the bottom of this water?
No.
No. Is it like because it's opaque and green, or?
No. It's. I thought I explained it. The first set of stairs, half of it is kind of collapsed and rubbled, and water is kind of streaming from the collapse
Right.
into this area. So the origin of the water is through the collapsed, where the collapsed stairs are.
Okay.
So what was the original origin of this pool of water? Because it's built to be a pool of water, right?
Yeah, I mean you can look around, see if you can find something.
Well, so the water now is coming from broken stairs.
Yes.
I know it probably means nothing, but would you side quest with me to seek the origins of this water? I'm just simply curious. And if we are in town and it is determined that there is something wrong with it, rather than having to hike all the way back up here, having the knowledge of its origins might be worthwhile.
I wouldn't see why that wouldn't hurt. Source has to be some sort of magic.
Or perhaps a natural spring. Further up the mountain, perhaps.
Yes, but if your theory about it being the source of this creature, then it's definitely magic.
Yes, perhaps in the bottom of this pool somewhere, or somewhere upstream from it, there might be some item, or I don't know what, perhaps cursed runes, something along its path that might be continuing this curse. Has been for centuries, apparently. If it is the water at all. Could be this is nothing, and we have no sense of the origins, and we simply solved the more minor problem of that man. As we will walk upstream, I suppose, following through the cracks, following this water, wherever it comes from.
Okay. How close to this, like, crumbled area of the stairs do you get to?
We are following the stream. If it goes through it, I suppose we all the way.
Okay.
I don't have the full image in my head. I have enough to, I think, but
it's like a pretty good size up of stairs, like
Sure.
like a story, a flight. And a section of it has been cracked and toppled over onto itself. And from this like area, there's like through the cracks and broken sections is where the water is originating from. If you just approach, you're going towards where the origin is. So you're just approaching.
so that's a dead end at that point then.
If you get up to the stairs, how
Yeah.
you guys are getting close
All
to
the
it,
way.
maybe even shifting some of the stuff around,
Not touching the water.
not touching the water.
But as all the way as we can. Like I would
Yeah.
track this thing for miles. So if it's coming from the stairs, but then we get to the stairs and it comes from beyond
Sure.
the stairs and we can follow it, I would follow it.
As you get close enough to where this water is leaking from, in the quiet, as you're here, you do almost hear a sense of whistling, of a breeze, as whatever this crumbled section of stairs is and where this water is from, you can hear that wind is traveling through it, that there is something behind this rubble,
So we could potentially pull the rubble off and enter.
potentially.
Remember when I wanted to go underground? Yeah.
Find like a tree branch or something to prop between the stairs and wall.
You guys begin to find some implements to help you and begin to kind of move
Wedge and
rubble. As you guys are moving things kind of tumble away as you're moving it. And slowly enough, the more and more you move it, you do find an opening, a path that you can at first squeeze through, but put a little bit more time into. You can kind of make your way into this area, and as much as you suspected, it seems to lead into an area that is underneath the temple. You go in?
Mm-hmm.
Is it easy enough to avoid the water? I still don't want to touch the water.
Currently, at this point, there is the trickle of water is kind of shelter, or like it is kind of on one side of this pathway that you're in.
Okay, we can.
But as you do travel deeper, I imagine you guys are traveling deeper.
Yes.
There is almost a layer of kind of splashing that's going to happen as this water is kind of flattening, and it's the uneven ground and where this water is originating from. There's a level of not being able to avoid some level of contact with the water.
I think as that first splash happens, Esper will stop. Just take a deep breath. Exhale, kind of exaggeratedly. And then just continue walking.
It is, as you guys are stepping away from the opening that you've created, it is really dark in here. Do you guys have any form of light?
Well, We could always go back and make torches out of the fire. I guess we'll have to head back out. I guess wrap the dead guy's clothing around the end of some sticks.
Sure.
I don't have any oil or anything. Oh, what do I have, actually? Hold on. What shit do I have? I ain't got shit. Yep. You know, hopefully these clothes burn long enough. I don't have any oil or anything.
Same.
Okay. The wood, the clothes.
I will take multiple sticks of wood so that when the fire starts getting too low to my hands, I could just set another one on fire.
Okay.
As best I can.
And as you guys kind of enter what was the broken area and heading into what would be this underground section, you hit into areas that are still collapsed. Parts of it are collapsed and parts of it are broken. There's much better conditions than the stuff that was on top. It's still very aged, and whatever happened here, the earth moved and the monastery did not move with it. So it is an earthquake. It is just stuff has shaken everything. There's cracks and there are broken parts of it, but you continue to move and go further into following the upstream of where this water is. I imagine you guys are relatively quiet. You guys are a quiet group. And off, distant, echoing through the halls of this area, you begin to hear a low.
You'd have to do that louder for it to pick up on the...
You hear a low,
Yeah.
kind of struggled breathing.
I will pause once more. And I will think about reaching out to Justicia. And then instead, Esper's learning. I'm going to grab my mace. Justicia seems to like when Esper does things herself. Mace and shield, ready to go.
As you guys continue forward, passing doorways and what were even archways where there was doors but have collapsed, you would only assume with how far you've traveled, you've reached underneath what would have been that bigger building. And in this area, there's a lot of collapse. There's a lot of stuff that has fallen over, things of whatever. There is light that punches through. Very, very few shafts of light that punch through, but do put light into this area, very dim light. And you could see off in the distance in this area, you see what looks like a very emaciated, no clothes left on this creature's body. It is almost entirely collapsed and covered in giant pieces of stonework as its head kind of drifts off to the side, its hands dangling into this whole area that has kind of a level of water. There's kind of a pool of water that has flowed through here. And you see a thing kind of off, its head to the side, just eyes down, breathing heavy, or what sounds like breaths. As you get closer to it and you feel a dull glow, a dull warm pulsing in your mace and in your shield.
So it's undead.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you continue to approach?
I would probably alert Elara about that. If they glow, or if... I think they do glow, actually.
No, it's a warm pulse. I double checked. It's not a glow. They feel warm to touch.
Hmm. That would mean we are within 15 feet of it, but yeah.
Yep.
Warm to the touch.
As you get closer,
Mm-hmm.
it looks up at you, both of you. It just looks.
This is an undead.
It looks like an undead werewolf of a kind.
Yeah. And it is sitting in a pool of water that is leading to the pool outside.
The parts of its body that are in water are like rotted flesh and gross, and like even parts of it seem to kind of be leaking a little bit into the water. That is standing there looking up at you.
Look at Elara. It seems that we have found the source of what ails Shulton and has for centuries.
Can't say I'm a little bit disappointed.
Oh?
No artifact.
Well, this
No wizards.
creature here seems to be artifact enough.
Well, if you would, little Miss Mercy.
She will look a little pained at that, I think, but also nod in understanding. As she will grip her mace tightly. You can hear her leather gloves kind of stretching as she grips it, and she will step forward towards the creature.
And as you approach, you can see the creature looks up at you and closes its eyes and bows its head down, anticipating the movement, anticipating the action.
It appears you are ready for this fate. I'm sorry for this curse that has befallen you, but it will be over. I'm sure it doesn't have any reaction.
It just stays head bowed. No, nothing additional.
Sure.
Waiting.
I'm just a peaceful cleric, covered in blood and viscera. As I will take a deep and calm breath. I won't say anything, but I will just, in general, look up, because here's how super smart Esper is. In her mind, that's the direction that Justicia is just up.
Sure.
As a general direction.
Yeah.
As she will look up. Doesn't say anything, not even in her inner monologue. But just look to Justicia before looking back at the creature. And then she will raise her mace up towards Justicia and drive it down on the skull of this creature.
And there is some level of give to the thing that you're hitting. There's flesh and bone here, and it is assembled, but you can you clear through what is this creature, and you kill it. And any bit of movement and false life and false breath that it had ends as it the remnants of it slump over in its location.
I will shake the blood as best I can off of the mace because that's cursed blood. And I will look back to Elara.
You figure that just killing it will solve this problem?
No.
Think we have to clean whatever we can out of that pool?
I think someone has to.
Send somebody?
My thoughts were, we now follow the stream in the opposite direction to wherever it ends up, wherever it pools. I will wait there, making sure no one else interacts with it, while you go back to Shulton and have them send others out and address the creature here and remove it. I am not powerful enough a cleric to sanctify this water or these grounds, unless you would prefer to just move it ourselves.
I think we've done enough. The silver... What were they called? The Silver Guard? Silver Warriors? They can clean up the rest. Assure themselves that they no longer have to assemble in the future.
We should alert more than just them.
Of course.
They find glory in fighting these beasts, and others should know that there will be no more, so they may not Pretend in the future that there are.
For all they know, for all we know, behind all this rubble somewhere could be more of them. But that's not our business.
No, I don't think it is. Come, let's leave this place. And we will leave.
Okay.
Overall, following the water into wherever it pools or dissipates as far as we can.
As you follow the trail of water, it gets absorbed by the mountain.
Okay.
There is no pool that it leaves into. There's not enough of a flow.
Wherever the stream ends, wherever there is still prevalent stream is, I think, where Elara, Esper would wait.
Okay.
So nobody else interacts with this thing. While Elara goes and returns the skull of the one that we killed, gives the information, and then eventually I imagine people will come. If Elara comes, we will move on. If Elara does not come, I will return to Shulton and find Elara.
Do you guys need to roleplay that out?
No.
Then yeah, that's what happens. Elara returns to town, tells who she needs to tell. They see the evidence of the chopped head. They gather who they feel they need to gather. David, the community leader, the head of the guard, the very mustachioed Silver Knight patrolman. They there's a little bit of disappointment in his eyes that it isn't the way that he thought it was gonna be. But they gather there who they need to. They go up to where you are, and they go about their business.
Sure. If there's any type of reward or anything, if it is simply monetary, I would only take some of it. I would allow for the rest of it to go to Elara. I'm fine with us getting paid. I just don't need it.
I will say, I just forgot her name. The leader of the town guard. She will give you guys 10 gold apiece for your efforts.
Sure. I'll probably only take like 5. I don't imagine I need that much. And then I will give the 15 to the remaining to Elara.
What the fuck? Where do I have her? What's your...
I think that is also kind of a bid for us to continue to move together. Is I know that this is less of a calling for you to hang out with a holy cleric. But Esper still wants you as a partner.
Lauren.
Yeah. So Esper will just give you the majority of the money so that there's still a benefit, beyond standard to traveling together.
The whole, the glue that keeps the bleeding heart and the psychopath together.
There has to be a reason. Yeah.
To add on top of that reason, you, Elara, knowing full well, maybe now as you have the time to cool down and kind of look at the things that you have taken from the church or from the monastery, you have about 50 gold worth of items
Rock and roll.
that you took from the church or from the monastery. That's the stuff that you came out with.
Things that help me kill magic. So it's not the money alone, it's the what the mom do with it.
Yeah.
I would also return to Filian?
Filian, yes.
Yeah,
the librarian.
Filian, and inform her of the monastery / sanctuary place, the old werewolf that was stuck, collapsed in. She looks like someone that wants knowledge.
She would be excited to, and to the point of which, like, the amount of detail that you start to tell her, she almost tells you to shush and hold on as she goes to grab something to write it down.
Yeah. And I will tell her that Elara's name should go down in legend. And I will tell her like that. Kind of implying.
Sure. She'll get the hint. She'll get the hint of what you're trying to get at. There are probably enough times where you specifically name Elara and the things that she did.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay.
What a fucking hero Elara is.
Yeah. If you want to be around for that, you just be in the room as you're getting fucking glazed.
I would say, I don't know. Would you care about going back to the librarian at all?
Not at all.
Yeah, I would almost want to
Okay.
not have Elara around for that.
Okay.
And then,
You guys can choose to stay in this town for a little bit longer or begin to make your way.
we sunset, baby.
As you two, one in the grace of Justicia and the other reaping the benefits of it, head off to your next town, your next area, your next place of adventure.
The next time that Esper goes to give the rewards away, Justicia's like, no, take it.
Oh, also the title of this adventure, of this thing, is called Existence is Pain.
So above table, I remember a while ago you telling us
Yes,
about this storyline, and I was pretty sure the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't let it meta me at all, but like I was pretty sure this whole time.
I don't know if you remember, there was a look you gave me when I said something.
Yes.
You fucking squinty-eyed me, and I was like, yeah, this is the thing
I think
said.
it was early on when we realized it was werewolves. I was like, hey.
Yeah, like this was exactly the topic we talked about at TT.
I tried to give
Take
some
the damage.
opportunity for the elder werewolf to talk to me.
I mean, this is a little bit of take the damage, but when I originally planned it, it was gonna have, you were gonna have a conversation with it.
Yeah.
But also I was like, it felt like I could get away with just
The visual.
the visual of it, and like,
Yeah.
knowing that the thing had some level of sentience,
Yeah.
in that, because
it presented itself to be killed.
I right at that moment I was thinking, oh, should it tell you that I had the thought of like, oh, should it tell you that it recognizes you as a follower of Justicia
Mm-hmm.
and to show it mercy, and then put its head down? But I was like, I don't actually need to say it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I could just look, acknowledge the character, and then
It's
put the
cooler
head down.
not to.
Yeah. But originally in my doc, how I have it laid out, I have I have an origin story for that character.
Yeah.
And I was gonna give you some of it.
Well, you can in the Take the Damage podcast. All right. Well, that was Existence's Pain in an exploration of Dungeon Crawl Classics as judged by Nix. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And we will see you for the next system exploration sometime in the future. I'm Sov, and you can find my links down in the description to my games and other things. And looking forward to see you next time.
I'm Nix.
That's it.
I love
You
the
just-
disappearance of Nix plugs.
Yeah. no, nothing about beavers or.
You can find Nix over on Helldivers if there's less than 4 of you.
Those videos are like years old. There's so many updates.
Yeah.
Hey man, it is what it is.
Well, I'm Graythorn. You can find me on, the links are in the description for both Twitch and YouTube. I play sometimes every Friday, mostly, maybe, when my players show the fuck up. Either Delta Green or my own 5e, 2e, 5th edition, 2nd edition hybrid system. I'm not sure when I'm getting back to that, but Delta Green's going strong.
Hell yeah.
Maybe for at least one or two more ops.
Shit, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe fucking 1 or 2 more ops on system exploration, considering I don't think we have anything really in the works at the moment, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Links in the description as well for the rest of U1 stuff, YouTube channel, websites, Patreon. Feel free to become a supporter. And also like and subscribe, hit bells, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.